Outside of just being late to the review, I must say this episode is essentially the setup for what is the final confrontation against King Goma. The mad scientists and her plans, eventually are going to come together because now the three Dragon Balls are going to be united. And we have more lore about the Namekians now, given by this old Namekian. And I have to say, I pretty much love it. I love the setup that it leads to now them reaching the first demon world, which I was curious how they were going to do it last episode, because they shut down Warp Sama, and obviously you can't travel through that. However, it is kind of convenient that they have a cave system, but it makes sense that the old Namekian had sealed it, because without that, it was just constant chaos of traveling, which usually just resulted in both the first and third demon realm bullying the shit out of the second demon realm. So it makes sense why he created that little barrier to prevent people from randomly traveling and harassing the Namekians. And I also assumed Shin's people. But since the Namekians had left essentially from that to go to, Namek in the outside world, as they like to call it. And yeah, so we get, like I said, more lore on that, and this is before all the shenanigans with Goma and his stuff. But Goku gets electrified because he wants to test out the barrier, and yeah, funny shenanigans ensue. And then obviously the Namekian manages to break through these soul barriers, which might be the reason why the episode's called Taboo, because it was probably done for a legitimate reason, and now he kind of just took down the thing that can now have all of the three demon realms connected again. But back to the Goma stuff. I think the King Goma stuff is hilarious, because obviously he's mad that they managed to get the Dragon Ball. He wants to make sure that they can't get to the first demon world. However, he is smart enough to know they'll probably find a way, so let's have all of our security intact and are the special forces ready. And lo and behold, it's a discount Ginyu Force. The Germanide Force? I don't know. Pre-cringe. Look, the Ginyu Force are kind of cringe with their dance. However, I like to make a note of two different things. One, you can't beat the Ginyu Force's fighting poses. You literally cannot. I can show you the comparison, and look, Ginyu just knows what the hell he's doing. You can't beat Ginyu on that. And I love Goma's expression. It's just so dead. He's dead inside. He doesn't want to deal with this, and it's actually hilarious. Literally, this part made me laugh a lot. It's just funny shenanigans. However, something about this specific force that I really like is their interaction with the two Majins, with Ku and Du. I genuinely like their buying stuff. They feel more that they're not evil. They're just there for the job. They love their job. Yeah, they're underestimating Goku and the gang because, they're not going to believe that someone actually beat Majin Buu and the Tamagamis. But, they still feel like genuine people. They're going to the grocery store to buy chips because they like the chips. They meet the two Majins, and they're so nice enough to try to buy them a bunch of chocolates, and obviously they don't have the money for it, so they're still nice enough to buy them something. And obviously Ku and Du were pretty appreciative of this. I really like the interaction. It's fun, and it kind of makes me genuinely not want to see them get their asses handed to them. Unfortunately, that's gonna happen because they are the antagonists, but I don't know, these are the antagonists I genuinely like. But moving on from that, obviously Goku and the gang do go through this cave, and then they realized halfway through or during it that the exterior of the small first world demon realm is pretty much the equivalent of the sun. So obviously they all kind of have to fly from there. I like that Vegeta is obviously going to be the one to carry Bulma, and when he does, because she can't fly and he flies her, I genuinely love this. It's so wholesome. And this Majin's funny, I don't really want to do work kind of thing. It's super funny. And yeah, so the ship crashes, catches the attention of the guards. They were able to report that, as suspected, Goku and his crew made it through and into the first demon realm. Obviously, it's confusion at first before they figure out that, the barrier is down. And yeah, everything ensues into an all-out battle with this one. So what do I rate this episode? 9 out of 10. I genuinely think it got to the point, it had funny moments, and it's obviously a lead up to what is essentially the final confrontation with at least King Goma. You still got a lot more to do with what's going on with Glorio and the Mad Scientist, like their little team up or negotiation or secret team that they are. But other than that, I mean, I really did enjoy this episode. Okay, now for the episode that came out this week, because now I'm caught up for sure, I gotta say, the action's pretty fire. Like, Goku and Vegeta are actually in some trouble, because Goku's the first one to realize that, yeah, these guys' lasers, they're actually doing damage to him. And Vegeta obviously saying, the Saiyans, this is nothing to a Saiyan. And the second he gets hit by one of the lasers, he's essentially almost out for the count, which is hilarious. But I did found, like I said, the action is pretty fire. It's something that I genuinely enjoy, especially as a startup, because last episode was the setup. This episode is quite literally the continuation to that, and it's them kind of just going at it against the King Goma's people. All the while, King Goma and the Shin's brother are watching. They see the belt from the Majin's little eye, the belt thing, and I knew it. I freaking knew it, that it was gonna tie into the third eye thing. And we get lore behind that, which was funny when that happened. But the original Supreme Demon King Abura, the evil one, of course, the father of King Dabura, like, he used it as it was like a boost of power. So if he's ever pressured, putting that eye, or, well, I guess anyone in his position that puts on that eye on their forehead, so, you know, the little third eye, TN, I guess, like, they get this immense power that essentially pushes them to be so dominant that, yeah, whoever's facing them is kind of fucked. So King Goma needs that in order to bring order back into it. But what I liked about the flashback is seeing King Dabura and is sending someone out to get rid of the eye, or, well, at the very least, move it somewhere else in the third demon world. He'll obviously probably was going to use it. Even then, he wasn't worried, because he was like, I mean, what happened to the guy? He knew something happened to his helper, but he's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. The eye is out of the equation. I can just take care of my father and ascend to the throne, which, I mean, he did. Only to become Babidi's puppet and then killed by Majin Buu. So, you know, that's kind of fun. That is genuinely the whole thing regarding that, which I liked. More Demon Realm lore. And obviously, now that the eye is in play, King Goma is quite literally excited for this. What I did find funny, though, he was the Vice Supreme Demon King. How the fuck are you the Vice? So you're the Vice King? I don't know. That was a weird thing, and honestly, it just, like I said, it baffled me for a second. But, yeah, we go back to a bit of the whole battle going on through the city. And, yeah, the Majin gets a hat. And I like that this Majin girl is kind of flirting with him, saying that she'll give him a kiss and that he doesn't want that. And it's all because they both exchanged, like, to trade that hat for the belt. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious if King Goma's going to find out that the belt is not with them. But outside of that, like I said, because these lasers are a genuine problem, obviously it actually stuns not only Goku and Vegeta, but also Piccolo. Kind of rambling a little, but I'm just kind of summarizing what's going on, and it's, yeah, these guys are pushed to their limits. I'm surprised Goku and Vegeta didn't just go Super Saiyan and easily wipe them out. Then again, I guess it'd be overkill doing that. But regardless of that, I do genuinely find it interesting that Pansy's father comes in clutch, and like in the last episode they're saying that, oh, we'll be fine, and obviously this episode kind of shows that they're a bit outmatched, and yet he comes in and essentially saves the day. And yeah, the episode ends in a more, I want to say, hopeful tone for both sides, because even though Pansy's father's there, like, King Goma is still not really too afraid of things. I mean, the eye is still in play, so he can just He needs to get the eye, and literally everything goes to his side of things. Goku, Vegeta, they just have to get Dende. They get all the Dragon Balls together and wish back to be adult bodies, and I don't even think the third eye with King Goma is gonna even do jack shit. So, yeah, overall, 9 out of 10 episode.